Good morning everyone, and welcome back to Craft Eccentricity. And it's so nice to be here. Yes, I'm just making sure that my microphone's switched on, because you know what I'm like. Right, well, I had my operation last week, and I have to say, second time around is not as sore as first time around, and I am healing and feeling much better. It's going to be, quite a few days before I can die cut again, because it still is sore, but I'm feeling much better, and I just wanted to thank everyone for their well wishes. I am so grateful. Because you may know or you may not know, I don't really have any family that I can rely on. So the things that you say to me, the words, the encouragement and everything else, and your prayers, I just thank you so much. Right, so what have I been up to? Well, I had to go and get some blood test results done yesterday, and we passed Ollie's, and I keep seeing these fabulous hauls, and my Ollie still does not really have anything, but what they did have new I did pick up. But one of the things that really astonished me is the price differences. I've seen people doing hauls where everything is $1 or $1.99, especially on paper pads and paper packs. And I did speak to the woman behind the counter, and she just said, you know, for Florida, basically, that's what you got, and you got to lump it. So she did say that people had been in there with carts, you know, and they were taking like 10 and 20 of everything. So I had a look on eBay, and it is all being resold at full price on eBay. So if you can get to Ollie's and you do find anything, then, you know, make sure you pick it up for your stash, because it's going to be really hard now to get affordable quality cardstock like basil now that Joanna's gone, because I don't think Michael is going to stock it, and their cardstock, quite frankly, is it's a bit naff, isn't it? You know, it's like printed with white core, or it's just, it doesn't emboss nicely. So maybe Michael's needs to do a deal with basil. So anyway, you know me and craft, and I did manage to find two of these. Now these are, you know, your regular 8.5 by 11. This is called Mud Puddle, and it's a Swiss stock craft cardstock. So I know that I'm going to use all this, and I did manage to find two, but you can see the price for me. Everybody else is getting this at $1, and it's $2.99 for me. And then I managed to find this, and when I got it home I could see that there's actually two in here, so I don't know whether one's pink. This was $1.99. Everybody else is getting this for $1 as well. But let me open this and see what it's like inside. I already know what the basil Swiss stock is like, because it's just really lovely quality. It's just that I think since Joann's has shut, people are kind of taking advantage and charging $1 per sheet, even though they got it at clearance. So yeah, I did get two, so I guess that makes them, you know, 99 point whatever it is cents, because my brain's not working. So there's 25 sheets in here, and it's meant for punches. Now all of the punches in my Ollie's are $7.99 each, and I've seen people getting those for $1 as well. So let's have a look. I'm opening one up, find out what's in here. Right, so obviously pink and blue. It's double-sided, which is great, and it's not a harsh blue. It looks quite French blue there, but it's more of a forget-me-not, which is really pretty. So when you're doing your punches for your confetti and stuff, you're getting double-sided of different colour. So I really do like that, and it's a nice quality for die cutting, so that's really important. So my bargain, I got two of those, and then I thought these were a bargain, and I got two of these, and these are the crepe paper Good Vibes ephemera. Now if I flip this over, you can see, oh, what's in there. I heart donuts, yes I do. I just wish I could eat them. There's little tickets in there. You've got Dream Big, love that little bird and that cactus, and there's lots of little tags in there. So really cute stuff for stuffing up pockets and decorating planner pages and cards. Really like those. I'm likely to use those cactuses for someone's birthday and just layer those onto a card. I love the and I love the stars, and those are actually in cork, so I'm going to use those on some kind of Christmas thing and just have a merry and then the and then a bright underneath it. Maybe stick it in my kitchen. We've got some little tabs as well, so really pleased with those, and I've got 2 of them. And when you got 2, you don't mind using them, because I was always taught 1 is none, 2 is 1. Yeah, who knows where that saying come from, but I think it makes sense. So that is my tiny little haul. Now I'm just going to pause and get my little AliExpress one, and let's have a little stamp. Okay, so I've grabbed a sheet of white cardstock and I'm going to put that on there. And I've got my ziggy zaggy ruler here, which I love for making decor edges. Right, so I've got my sheet of paper, I've got a stamp block, and I've got some mini archivals. So I've got acorn, I've got forget-me-not, I've got pink raspberry, black soot, and I've got peel paint, and I've got barn door. So I'm just going to put those there, and I hope that I'm not all blurred. I'll try and come back into the picture. There we go. Right, so the first thing that I got was a die set, and I can't use my die machine at the moment, so I'm going to share it with you. And if you look on the website, you'll see how fabulous it is. I have been looking at this for a couple of years, and I don't know why I put off buying it, but I bought it now, and I think it was $2.34 or something. But what you do is you cut yourself a white base, and then you cut yourself a red base, and you lay this over the top, and it cuts out like Santa is wearing a little coat that is popping open at the buttons, and then you've got the 2 little buttons, you've got the buckle and the belt, and I think that's supposed to be the bottom of his beard. But I think if you did a really wide card, it could be the collar on his jacket, so that you could have 2, if you know what I mean. If you're doing a slimline or something, well, probably not, because that's too wide for a slimline, but I'm going to measure it. So of course your cards can be bigger than this, and I would suggest doing that. So I'm going to say it is 5 3/8, but you'd want probably a 1/4 of an inch either side of your card. But if you look at it online, I will try and make this next week, you'll see it's just really fun and so easy. You just need, you know, black and yellow or gold, some white cardstock and some red cardstock. So that is my Santa jacket die, and I just love that. Right, so next up I've got stamps, and these are layering stamps, and I found these really cute birds, and I thought they'd be great for spring, you know, because you could do blue and kind of a red brick colour to get an American robin, or you could go brown and you can go red and get an English robin, or you could just do them whatever colour you wanted to. But those are the layering pieces, so we're going to stamp that. My next one is a layering flower one. I think these were like $2.45 or something, and it was like spend $10 and get your shipping free, and that's still going on. And if they've still got these, I will link them. But you can see that one will lay out on top of this one, and then you've got little edge pieces. So I just thought that was really cute. And then I've got myself a Christmas sentiment one, which I quite like. And I wish it could be Christmas every day. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, let it snow, and then it's the most wonderful time of the year. I do love that sentiment, and I love that movie. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Santa baby, Santa Claus is coming to town, and now I'm going upside down. We've got Deck the Halls, Jingle All the Way, Winter Wonderland, Here Comes Santa Claus, Jack Frost nipping at your nose, and I think I've done them all. Yeah. All I Want for Christmas Is You. That's a great one, isn't it? Yeah, love that. Right, so let's have a little stamp and see what they're going to do. Just get my fluff off the table. And I'm going to do the birdies first. So I'm just going to stamp a black outline, and I hope that my stamp block is big enough. And I keep looking at the camera because for some reason I thought I hadn't turned it back on again. I'm just sitting here as usual talking to myself. Oh dear. So let's put that down at an angle, and that fits. And then you have to remember I can't put a lot of pressure into my hands at the moment, so let's see what we've got. And as always, while I have the opportunity to say it, I hope everyone's going to have a fantastic weekend. We've had quite a bit of rain, which I'm really pleased about, because I have to tell you, my poor little fruit trees were absolutely parched. And I was quite shocked actually. I almost lost my pomegranate tree. And they're, you know, sort of sandy soil, hot Mediterranean. So I haven't got a clue what was going on there. Right, I'm going to go here for my birdies, and then try and apply my pressure. I mean, I know I should have my stamp platform, but you know me. So there's my little birdies. They're really, really cute, and they have stamped perfectly. All these little missing bits are part of the stamp, so you can see that. Now let's go in with a top colour. Now obviously if you use your dauber, you get those green bits in below. Now this is actually connected and it shouldn't be, so I am not scared of chopping up my stamps. So I'm going to go in there and remove my leaves, and I think those two leaves as well can be removed, because we want those in a totally different colour. I'm just going to hold that up in the light while I go through. So sometimes they do make these errors on AliExpress, but don't be scared, just cut them all out. Now I've got some of my backing on there, so I hope that's not going to stamp as a fault. So let's have a look at what we've got. I mean, I'm giving it a squishy with my nails, but I think it's underneath. Either that, or it might even be buried into, yeah, it might be buried in the silicone. Right, so for that bit, I'm going to go acorn. Go traditional birdie colour. And kind of don't stamp in the same direction when you're putting your ink down, because sometimes you can end up with lines that you don't really want. So it's a good idea just to wibble it around if you've got a small pad that you're using. So there we go with that. Now I can't promise you that I'm going to be absolutely accurate, because I can't really see, but I'm going to try. And even if it goes outside the lines, I don't mind, because these are those kind of watercolory type birds anyway. Now you just got to hope that your ink is on the paper. And sometimes, you know, when I haven't got the strength, I'll just leave it there and then come back to it. Right, so let's see what we've got there. Ooh, I like that, yes. It looks very painterly. So that was stamped in the acorn colour, and then I've got these which I've just chopped off. So I'm going to use peel paint and try and line those up. But as I just said, you know, it's kind of a watercolour configuration, so it doesn't really matter if you're way off the mark. So we've got our green, and then I've got my other little bit of green that I just chopped off, so I'm going to put that on there. And get that down. So I've got that. And of course you could go in with your watercolour brush or whatever afterwards and just you know, make the branch a lot darker if you wanted to. Now the actual red breasts that you would colour in, you can go in and do those with a brush yourself if you want to, but we have got these, so let's see what happens. Now I'm leaning towards red, even though I'd quite like blue, but I'm going to go red. So we're going kind of traditional robin. Obviously I should have used a slightly darker brown for the body, but You know, sometimes you just grab what's at hand. And let's see what we've got here. I'm going to turn it around and I'm just going to go there, which is probably overlapping a bit, but like I say, it's quite a painterly looking stamp. I really like that. That's really kind of mixed media, isn't it? So that's my first one. I'm just going to move those over because they need a wash. My next one is the flower. So let's give that a stamp. I mean, you can see how far off I was. Yeah. Maybe if I'd have stood up, I'd have seen it better. Right, so which one am I going to go with? I think I'm going to go... Let's have a look at what this looks like. And I'm going to go with pink raspberry. So I'm going to do my raspberry bit first. And then I'm going to do a black outline. So here we go. A little bit of back and forthy. And I'll just stamp that there where I can see it. So we've got our pink down. And now we're going to go with our black. And I might have to wiggle it around to find the right way. So I'm looking, I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's the right way. Let's move that along, put that down, and I don't think I stamped it the right way. Oh dear. Oh, never mind, I still like it. I'm going to pick these up so that you can see, and then let's stamp a sentiment. Just move those, and I'll choose one that fits on the stamp block. And I'll go for All I Want for Christmas Is You. So let's get that on here. Pull that a little bit of excess off. I don't know whether I got that on straight or not. So just black soot again, make it just look like tape. I mean, I have got one of these tape makers and I absolutely love it. So let's see what we've got here. I'll put it down with the birdie. And hopefully it has stamped. There we go. All I Want for Christmas Is You. So let's have a little close-up. Can you see what I mean about me being out with a stamp? But I don't think it matters. You could actually put, you know, a lighter shade in the areas where I didn't go in far enough. And the same with the flower as well. I don't think it matters that I didn't line it up. And I actually got it the wrong way around. I think this bit here should have been to that petal. Yeah. But I do love that. And that is what I have for you today. Yes, indeed. So I am going to run away. I'm going to wash my stamps. I'm going to put my feet up again. I thank you so much for joining me today, and don't be disappointed if you get to Ollie and there isn't anything. I think we're supposed to be checking on them Wednesdays and Thursdays. Me personally, I don't think I've got the energy to go back again, so I'll just be grateful for what I've got, because I must have saved, I don't know, $15 or $20 on what I picked up yesterday, and I also of course saved on my lovely thermal machine for bookbinding, so I'm really grateful for that one. Right, I'm wittering. Have an awesome weekend. As usual, all links below. Bye.